Yo, what's going on, buddy? It's Fire here, back in another video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to run the single back ace close formation. Now, I'm going to be running this one out of the New England Patriots offensive playbook, but the Patriots and Dolphins one is exactly the same, so you can run this out of Miami as well. It is in a couple of other formations, but the only two that have this stretch play that is a key point in today's video is going to be the New England and Miami. Now, this formation is definitely overpowered because of the stretch, but it also has some great passing components that I will show you guys in addition to our main focus point. So I've gone ahead and preset my audibles to X stretch, Y bench, LB double cross. You can do Y seam if you want, just they're pretty much the same exact play. And then RB is going to be our PA cross. Now I'm just going to go ahead and come out in our halfback stretch right here, and just going to come out in our defense. So running the stretch, there's one of two ways you can do it. In a situation like, you just pretty much have to read. Now I'm just going to respot the ball real quick to make it symmetrical. Normally I'd run it to the wide side, but in this I'm not really going to be knowing what defense he's in. Here we're in a symmetrical formation, so it doesn't really matter which side I run it to. But you guys see already off the bat, if that linebacker doesn't get a block shed, that's a 30-yard run right there. Now, when I'm running a stretch out of a symmetrical formation like this, or deuce close, or I form close, something like this, I'm looking for how many people are on each side of the ball. Now, this one is going to be a run to the left side because I see this player right here, this slot corner, whatever. It doesn't let me ID him, but you guys see him. He's right above that right end. He is just going to be there. He's going to be able to blow up the run a little bit better, and there's no one really over there. So I'm just going to go ahead and run this on the left side. Now, this just takes a little bit of practice, but you guys can be able to tell right off the bat. Now, it's definitely better to run to the wide side, but sometimes the short side is just wide open. You want to take it. So again, I see a slot corner on that right side. There's no slot corner on this left side. I'm just going to flip the run, and I'm going to get way better blocking out of this formation. And you guys see I'm just picking up tons of yardage. All I'm doing is running to the outside, and if they have that slot corner to seal it off the edge, I can just cut it back inside. So you guys see again, there's a slot corner on the right side. Just going to flip the play by clicking X and then right trigger, and just going to go ahead and hand it off. I'm able to get to the edge, and although I didn't break it off, it's still a decent gain. It still establishes the run out of a formation like this. Again, the slot corner's on the right side, just going to flip the play. And you guys see I'm able to get to the edge so easily. And a lot of times you're going to get a one-on-one with a linebacker, maybe a safety. Now, the other way that I love to run this play, but it kind of gives away which side you're running it to, is to motion over Demaryius Thomas. I'm just going to snap him right there. He's going to get sort of a bubble screen animation to go to the outside. You guys see, look how much space I have there with Le'Veon Bell. I just have to make one cut to the inside, read the inside or outside hole, and it's gone. But the only knack about this motioning receiver over is that he sort of knows they're going to run to the left, rather than with no motion, he doesn't know if you're running to the right or left, especially if you're centered in the middle of the field. So you guys see, motion Thomas over right there. You guys see, although I think I might have missed my hole right there, there's still a ton of opportunity with this play. So I'm going to motion over Enunwa right here. Snap him right about at the tight end. You guys see, able to pick up some decent yardage right there with Le'Veon Bell. Although the Jets offensive line isn't even good, I'm still picking up tons of yardage. So that's going to go ahead and do it for our stretch setup. Now I'm going to head into our next play of the video. It's going to be bench. Now, running bench, it's definitely a zone beater, not going to be man. I have two main setups I like to run. First one being just pretty much stock. All you're going to do is block the running back. You just make a high-low read. You have the out route. You have the corner route. Make a simple read, although Enunwa, I just got a weird animation right there, but more times than not, you're going to be able to tell if he's playing over the top or underneath. You guys see here, I'm able to hit X over the I should have hit Y there, but missed my read. But it's just, it takes a little bit of practice on these high-low reads. Even I make mistakes. I've been running bench for a while. You guys see, just take your checkdowns, but this isn't really going to be my main setup, and especially with tight ends running these out routes, it's going to be a little bit difficult to run the play. The next setup I sort of have for this is just going to be focused around this corner route that Noon was on. Now I'm going to respot the ball. I want him on the wide side, so I'm just going to move this over to the right side, have him on the wide side. So something I like to do is just going to be to motion. I'm in the wrong play, so I'm just going to snap the ball right there. But you're just going to motion him over, create a trip setup on that left side. So I just motioned Demarius over. Like I said, focus around the corner route. I might just put B on a streak. Something like this can be a great setup. A on a curl. You have a high-low read, and then you also have that clear out that's going to open up X a little bit more. You guys see, look how open Ryan Griffin just gets on that drag. I end up picking like 11 yards up before I even get contacted. So show you guys that one more time here. Just motion Demarius Thomas over, block RB, B on a streak, A on a curl, and easily have a simple setup. And you guys see, oh shoot, that was a god-awful throw by Darnold. I could have hit Y or X there, but just a terrible errant throw ruins that play. But next setup is going to be another setup where we're motioning Demarius Thomas out of this bench. You're going to block RB, and then you're going to streak Y and put A on a drag like this. It looks like a weird setup, but you're going to motion D Thomas over and snap him again in sort of that same spot we were running the stretch out of. You guys see, he is wide open, and we just get hit with a bad throw, but that corner route motioned over is going to turn into a post, so I don't really prefer to run this on the right side. I'm just going to respot to the middle real quick, but just a simple setup. I like to run this out of mesh, but bench is definitely a good play to run it out of. Just block RB, streak Y, drag A, motion Demarius over. You still have that corner out with X, and you just hike him right about there in the middle. You guys see, pass lead that to the right, rat catch, and look how big of a gain that is. I don't even have a clear out on that right side of the field, but the tight end on the left side does a good enough job. So that's going to be it for bench. Moving on to our next play, it's going to be this double cross. Now, this is a very similar play to the bench, sort of, because we're focused around this corner out that Griffin is on. I'm going to respot the ball real quick to the right side. I like running these tight end corners at least on the wide side of the field. So the first thing you're going to do is block RBs on the swing route. He's pretty much useless. And out of Singleback, you're going to want at least 6 blockers pretty much every time. What I'm going to do now is smart out Y. I want him a little bit deeper on that route. He gets just a couple yards deeper, but it's enough to really make a difference. Now you can come out here, just smart out Y and run it stock. You have 2 drags. You guys see, I'm able to pick up some decent yards just on the drag route, but a lot of times drags aren't going to really kill any coverages. You're going to want to run a more integral setup by just blocking RB, smart out Y, and you can even run it like this where you just streak X and have B. You have a clear out route, you have a high-low read with the drag and the corner out. You guys see Ryan Griffin just destroys man coverage on this corner out, which is why this play is so deadly, and I like it even more than bench. Wish that Nunwa was on the corner out, but even a slow tight end like Griffin can destroy it. So smart out Y, streak X, you still have B on the drag. You have that seam route if nothing is open. You guys see just absolutely destroying a safety in coverage. Just a super overpowered route in the formation. So it's going to take us to our last setup for double cross. It's going to be to put B on a flat, X on a streak, smart route Y, and then A on a curl. What you're going to do is motion Demarius Thomas over to the left side once again. He turns into a flat on the left side and hike the ball once he gets set on that side. You guys see, this is more of a zone beater. We have our man beater, high-low read right there, and this can beat man definitely as well, but this is just more of a high-low read. He's playing over the top, you hit that flat route. He's playing underneath, you hit that corner route over the top. So just once again, smart out Y, streak X, curl A, block RB, and then put B on a flat by clicking the LT button. Motion Demarius Thomas, you can put him on an out if you wanted as well, but this flat does a great job of pulling zones down. It's definitely probably my favorite route. You guys see, boom, he goes and follows that route, and I end up picking up 7 or 8, 9 yards right there with the animation I get. Even if I didn't, I would have been 6-yard gain just dumping it down in the flat. So that's going to do it for that setup. Moving on to our last play of the video, it's going to be this PA cross. Now, PA cross, I'm just going to go over our first setup right here. Pretty basic setup. I'm going to block RB, and then I'm going to motion Nunwa over to the right side. I'm also going to put Y on a streak route. He is going to be our clear out. Then what I'm going to do with X is just put him on an underneath route, put him on a drag. Something I like to do as well is just motion him over, motion snap him after he does get set. It just creates sort of a different scheme. You guys see, B, he did unfortunately got picked up by a zone, which could be a reason to put A on a curl right there, which I will make that adjustment right now. So I'm just going to put A on a curl, X on a drag, motion him over, Y on a streak, block RB, something like this. And I'm just going to snap the ball with him wide out there. Now I do get shedded. This turned into match coverage right there, but I was still able to beat him on that crosser route, which is nice because the linebackers manned up with him. Easy little break, but primarily against zone, something you can do, just a very simple adjustment, is streak Y, put X on an out route. Something like this can have success as well. We're definitely focused on this crosser route. You guys see, for whatever reason, we're getting match coverage every time. Why can't I just get a cover 2? But it's just a very simple play to run. Focus around this crosser route. You're not going to get these sort of coverages in Ultimate Team. No one runs these plays, but something like this definitely can have success. You can motion in while out a couple of steps. Motion snap him right there. You guys see B is wide open. We finally get the coverage that we need, and we're off to the races with Demaryius Thomas. Actually ended up picking up a touchdown right there. So very nice play, very nice formation scheme as well. Now this is going to go ahead and do it for the video today. If you guys did enjoy, please make sure to leave a like on the video, show your support to the channel, and do not forget to subscribe as well. Turn on those noties to be notified every single time I upload, and also leave some suggestions down below in the comment section on videos you would like to see in the future. And peace. I'm out of here.